Ready? Okay, so for this project, I decided to do the topic of adoption with disabled parents. And the books I used were Instant Mom by Nia Vardalos. It was published in 2013. 20 Things Adopted Kids Wish Their Adoptive Parents Knew. It was published in 1999 by Sherry Eldridge. And then A House Between Homes, Youth in the Foster Care System, and it was published in 2004. So, the first, and this is completely unscripted, and so the first question is to state your name, age, and what your disability is.
I'm Jonathan Smith, Jonathan David Smith. My disability is cerebral palsy, and when I was younger, I was in a walker and wheelchair. Now I can walk.
And then I am Kinsey Ork. I'm 25 years old, and my disability is paralysis from the waist down from a rare type of cancer that I was born with.
And I'm 39, almost 40, so.
And then the first question is, what are you looking forward to the most about being a parent someday?
The thing I'm looking forward to the most is definitely not dirty diapers. But the thing I'm looking forward to the most is reading to the child and just having fun with the child. If he or she likes video games, playing games with him, and just going out having fun.
For me, it probably just being able, like he said, just being able to have fun and just like being able to pass on my Christian beliefs to them as well, and just letting them know that no matter what anybody else says, like they're perfect just the way they are.
Me too.
The next question is, how many kids do you picture yourself having?
That's a hard one. I actually want at least 2 or 3, but that's about it.
And then for me, I've kind of always had my mindset on 3, specifically 2 boys and 1 girl, but it's like you get what you take. You take what you get. And the follow-up question is, how many of those do you see yourself adopting?
Adoption, that's a good question. If I could, I would adopt a lot, but like financially speaking, I would maybe adopt like 2.
And for me, I would want to make sure like to adopt at least 1, because I mean I've got a nephew that was adopted, and I just like the experience of it. And there's so many kids out there who just kind of end up feeling abandoned as a result. The next question is, what would be your preferred type of adoption? Like international, foster care, international?
I have no idea. I guess like foster care maybe. Like I have dreamt of becoming a big brother. So I guess that's foster care. I don't know.
That's kind of just like a cheaper option, like within the U.S. I mean, personally, like I would be fine with any route. Like ultimately, the finances is a big issue. Especially being a disabled person, and then like for us in particular, like Social Security too, like makes it harder. But it would be interesting to do a transracial though, because I had read a book years ago about a transracial child. She wasn't adopted, but not only was she biracial, but her parents were divorced too, and so it was interesting in getting in the mindset of a child in that position. Um, and then the next question is, as a disabled adult, would you consider trying to adopt a disabled child and why?
Mm, I I could I guess like I could show them what I've learned and show them that they could actually overcome um, like any obstacle that's in their way. Like I said before, I was in a walker and wheelchair, and I overcame obstacles and stuff, and so I would love to show them the obstacles they could overcome, and that if they feel they couldn't do it, they could definitely do it. And I would not push them to the point of like, I hate you, Dad, but like I would push them to where they could actually see that they can do it when they feel they can't. Because a lot of the time, we feel like we cannot do things. And sometimes people do make us feel that way.
Yeah, for me, like I would like to, just because at least that way they would be like, and from the start, surrounded by people who will understand the struggles that they'll experience. Um, because that was kind of why I bonded so well with my grandma, because like she was in a walker and wheelchair when I was born, and so she was the one person in my family that understood me most when she heard that I was going to be in a wheelchair, because she knew what struggles I was going to face versus everybody else didn't. It's like even with family, it's like they don't know what you can handle and what you can't. So even with family, they can like be hard on you and see you differently. So I would want them to be surrounded by somebody who's going to know the struggles that they're going to face and be able to help them through it.
Great.
Um, the next question is, what is your biggest worry or concern about becoming a parent?
Oh gosh, that's a toughie. My biggest worry and concern is like this is a real good example. Uh, when I was growing up, I see the struggles my parents made, and they're no longer together. Of course, they get along, but they're no longer together, and that's kind of what my worry is. Like, and I, that's my worry. I don't know how else to explain it.
Um, my biggest worry would just be like just the physical aspect of it, because there's some places that even growing up, like they would say that they're like handicap accessible, but they really aren't. And so it's like, if I were to take the kid to the park, like how well can I get around? And, stuff like that. And the last question that I've got is, what advice would you give to other disabled individuals who want to adopt or just be a parent in general?
I'm not super good with advice like that. um, so I would say I do not know. I would say like don't like try your best to adopt somebody and just don't take no for an answer, because I guarantee you somebody's gonna tell you you can't do it when in fact you know you can do it. Just gotta prove them wrong. Like we face those struggles in everyday life, so you just gotta prove them wrong. That's all.
And like for me, I would just say like don't let people try to shut you down right away, because of course, you know, especially in the adoption world, like it's their job to make sure that the child is going to get the best care possible, and they want to know that you're physically and cognitively going to be able to provide for the child, but like they don't always know exactly what you're capable of until they can spend time around you and kind of evaluate that. So don't let them shut them down right away. Because there's even a story of a mom that I had heard a while back. She was disabled, and their apartment complex caught on fire, and simply because she couldn't physically get upstairs to her kid, she got the kid taken away from her. But overall, she was a great mom and could, other than that particular instance, she could provide for the child just fine. So just simply don't let people shut you down right away because only you personally know really what you're capable of, and just don't get discouraged because they're ultimately just trying to make sure that child has the best care possible. So, and that's all I've got. Thanks.